This episode is sponsored by Fidia. Hey guys, if you haven't already, make sure you follow the African Creator Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all other podcast platforms.
What's up, guys? How are you doing today? Welcome to another episode of The African Creator, and I'm here with my co-creator, co-guest, Wande.
Yo, what up?
And today we're going to be talking about...
Sorry. Go on, sorry.
And today we're going to be talking about the power of the African Gen Z creators. And what do you mean by Gen Z creators? What would you say a Gen Z creator is?
A creator that's Gen Z.
Like obviously.
So the
like
age...
What age range?
I'm thinking you're 24 and younger.
Okay.
24, 25. I do have people in my office that are in that 24, 25 range that argue that they're not Gen Z. I don't know.
Okay, let's just
I don't know what.
Let's quickly check.
A lot of statistics say differently, but yeah.
Age group, range. Oh my god. Okay. Gen Z age range, it says people were born between 1997 and 2012. So 10 to 25.
Yeah, 25. So yeah.
You're right, actually.
So 25-ish and younger.
Oh, so we are millennials. Oh wow.
Yeah. So, I think it's very interesting. It might seem like a non-topic, but the deeper you go, you begin to find some nuances. I think in one of the previous episodes, I stated that I was old.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm like old, but like
Yeah, old.
In content years, I think the content space is ultimately it's like a young man sport, right?
Yeah. True.
And it's not that older people can't partake. It's just that you need to have that refreshed, renewed mindset going into content. And I think the best people that have that, it comes natural to them. It's Gen Z. It's the Gen Z demographic.
And I also think, like, in the content space or in the media space, things are changing every day. Like suddenly, how many years ago did TikTok just suddenly start blowing up? I think during the pandemic. TikTok was already there before, but it was during the pandemic 2020-ish that it just blew up.
Have you ever tried to make a TikTok before?
Yeah, I have. I have a
like
TikTok
one
account.
of the more complex ones, like the ones that you cut, pause.
No,
like
I've never done that.
It's like rocket science, bro.
It's not. I used to think TikTok was something you just actually just take it out. Oh, let me just make a TikTok. No, it's something they sit down.
Bro,
you have to plan it out like
science.
you're making a YouTube video, and then you have to understand a lot of things like basically like you say all those nuances like what sound is
what trending,
what kind of challenge is trending, all of that. I think the kind of TikToks I make are similar to like 1 minute YouTube videos.
Yes, okay.
Where I just like come up with a topic,
try to tell the story
around it, which is like the old people stuff. But younger people just dance in front of the camera and then they get millions of views. But it's interesting. It's interesting. I think this is a very interesting discussion. Yeah.
Because now, so establishing that, now we have to look at the deeper question. Why aren't a lot of the creators that are winning in our African space Gen Z? There are a couple of them that succeed and stand out. Coty is a prime example.
Yeah.
But still, the YouTube, Instagram space is dominated by people like you, the millennials and older. So why aren't the Gen Zs thriving in that regard?
I think it's funding. I think if you use me as an example, before I got access to be able to afford a camera, before I got access to be able to travel to all the places I go to, and now if I want to make content anywhere, any country, I can easily go there.
Yeah.
As long as they give me visa, though. But I can easily go there. Yeah. But it took me a long time to be able to save up enough money and also be on the platform long enough to be able to start making enough money that I can now create. I can become a full-time creator.
Yeah.
And it took me more or less like 4 years or like 3+ years to get there. And also because I came into it at a time where content creation wasn't like a popular thing in like Africa. It just started growing. So now that we're at the stage where it has grown, I think over the next couple of years, we'll start seeing more younger people entering this space. Because now there's something like TikTok. You can make money from TikTok with just your phone. Even YouTube, you can make money from YouTube with just your phone. You don't necessarily have to travel the world. But I feel what stopped a lot of younger people from entering the space back then and doing what we are doing now is because access to funding. Like I feel that's one of the things. I feel it's access to funding.
Yeah.
One, obviously there are multiple other reasons.
Yeah.
But if we really look at it, like how many people can really afford to buy? Like, let me use your company as an example. For you to really come up to creating high quality, high production type, videos like what you do on your channel. Yeah. You need gear, you need equipment, all those stuff that people say gear does not matter. Gear matters if you are trying to create high quality stuff. Yeah. So I feel a lot of people, it took them time to get that. And also, how do these young people learn? They have to be on the internet. So data was also expensive too for people, for them to be constantly on the internet to learn. And then definitely, obviously, we have to go into the other things like, priorities are different. A lot of younger people are still at home.
So that's the thing, right? I would point more to the priority example. Mm-hmm. And I say that because it's like a lot of young people, they have phones. iPhone 12, iPhone 13 are quite capable of creating a high definition content.
True, definitely.
They also have internet because they make up the majority of people who are active on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.
True.
So I wouldn't say that. I would point more towards priority.
Right?
And it's a half and half thing. Like, I believe that at that age, especially if you're coming from like a middle class home, you still have a bit of protection. You still have a bit of cover. So it's not as urgent or expedient for you to want to, create content that pops and translates.
Yeah.
I mean, compare that to when you got into YouTube, right? Where it's like, bruh,
I need to make money.
Yeah. So I think that priority thing is. I don't know if it's unique to Gen Z. I would say it's just unique to age, because a lot of people that are millennials now, when we were much younger too, didn't really give too much of we didn't see these things as urgent, right? I think another role is structure. I think it's the most incredible. I think talent is more common than you would think. I think there are way more talented people than we think. The creative endeavor is like, I think there are a lot of people that are creative, a lot more than we actually see. But I believe that what makes those people who succeed get to the top is structure, and I think that's the hardest part. Like, it takes a long time. It takes you sometimes you have to get burnt to understand that, man, I need some structure to get through. Because you might have the craziest ideas, you might have the best, energy, passion, whatever. If you don't have that structure, that discipline to like say, okay, I need to record at least X hours a week. I need to make sure that I'm recording videos. I need to make sure that I'm monetizing my channel. I need to make sure that I'm doing proper SEO. Because like we've noticed, like with creators and creation, it's more than just your talent. It's almost like a science behind that. There's where you have to like, know the best time to post, what to make, etc. So I think for me, why I identify that, although I see a lot of talented people, and I do see a lot of talented people, I work with a lot of them who are creatives. The reason why they don't necessarily shine, for me, the most important one is structure and discipline. I think it's hard enough for anybody, even us.
Yeah, definitely.
For me, I know that our structure is something that I had to prioritize over the last 18 months to 2 years in order for us to get in a flow of things. So imagine somebody who is much younger and is still experiencing life at a younger age. It's going to be harder.
True. And to even add to that, I think another thing too, when you really think about it in the African space, is it might not really look connected, but a lot of us at a young age, we didn't have the chance to kind of like work like actual jobs.
Yeah.
If you're in the US and the UK, you can actually, at a younger age, you feel more responsible for yourself. Or maybe the society makes you feel more responsible for yourself. And then people go out there to work at McDonald's, to work all these small jobs, wash dishes and stuff. We don't really have stuff like that in Nigeria. So the only time you eventually get to, and when I say Nigeria, I'm talking about like the whole of Africa too. When I say we don't have that stuff as much in most African countries, because most things people do is, you go to school. When you're done with school, you find a normal 9 to 5 job, and then hopefully, so I feel because people are not being made. Will I say people are not being made responsible for themselves, or a lot of? Will I say a lot of Africans at the younger age don't have that responsibility placed on them, so they also don't feel like they necessarily need to do these things. It's not directly connected, but I think if you really look back, it's still connected in one way or the other. So on today's episode of The African Creator, I'd love to give a shout out to our sponsor, Fidia, and they also sponsored the last video too. You guys know, as a creator, making money and monetizing your content as an African creator is very difficult. And it's like, after doing so much work making this content, making these videos, making those courses, getting monetized now becomes a problem. And it's like there are no apps or there are no companies created to solve this problem. And that is where Fidia comes in.
Yeah, Fidia is basically a monetization platform. It's a platform that allows you to monetize your content, to showcase your content, to monetize it, to get those people, those fans who believe in your work to key into your content and help you monetize it. It all has a lot of tools that enables you monetize this content as well as showcase it.
As a creator myself, one of the problems I've also faced is receiving money. And as you guys know, PayPal is not accepted across multiple countries in Africa. Even in Nigeria, it's also not accepted. So one of the problems we face is getting our money's worth for our work. There are also multiple platforms created across UK, US that a lot of other creators out there can use to make money, but it seems like Africa is always thought about last. Nobody's really thinking about how African creators can monetize their work. And that's why I'm really glad to be introducing you guys to Fidia, which is an all-in-one monetization platform you can use to earn money for whatever digital assets or whatever digital product you're creating. I think you just check the description, the link in the description below at www.getfidia.com.
This is specially built for African creators. There are different platforms across other countries outside the world. Think Patreon, but this is our own, right? And this is built with the African creators specifically in mind. So thank you, Fidia, for this solution, and thank you for sponsoring this episode of The African Creator. So I look at, it's so interesting. We're having a conversation, and I was like, I was looking at Logan Paul, Jake Paul. These people made it from 1918.
Yeah.
They were millionaires by that age.
At a very young age,
But also other fields, like Biggie and Pac died before 24.
Yeah.
Or 25.
Yeah.
These are people whose music still impacts the world
Up
today.
to now, yeah.
But they died before they even
got anywhere,
right?
Yeah.
So it shows that a lot of work is being done from your late teens into your early 20s.
Early 20s.
For me, I didn't start doing anything in the media space until I was about 24, 25. That's when I really started. And it's very interesting because when you mentioned it, I was like, it's unique because Africans start a bit later.
We started way later.
But I think the narrative is shifting.
Yeah, it's shifting now. It's shifting.
Yeah, I personally think that I have this thing about education in Nigeria, right? And I feel like, or in Africa generally, and I think if we're going to catch up with the rest of the world, there are certain things that we need to swiftly put into our curriculums, right? Yeah. So when I say education, I'm saying that from secondary school, there should be specific tech courses, creator courses, business courses,
and also history.
Yeah. Right? These courses are important to have in secondary schools so when people are in their early teens, they're doing, I have to go to AI class, or I have to go to crypto and NFT class, or I have to go to emerging technologies class, or I have to go to videography 101, right? It's no longer like a unique skill anymore.
Yeah,
it's almost as important as driving or swimming.
Yeah.
Every business to market now must have video. right? So even if it's, hey, everybody bring your phone. Today we're doing videography 101.
Yeah.
We're doing, that's just one angle, right? Obviously, there's also informal education, learning online, which a lot of us learned from YouTube University.
True.
Shout out to YouTube University.
Shout out to YouTube.
But like, I think it's very important that a lot of these creators, the Gen Z creator, kind of understand that responsibility, because I've seen this creator economy change a lot of people's lives, especially because things are kind of hard in Africa.
Yeah.
And one of the equalizers is this creator space.
Yeah.
Right? We talked about technology companies doing amazing things that people, in Europe are struggling to do right now. There's so many African solutions, and it's almost like an equalizer. And I think if as a society we want to continue to thrive, we have to take responsibility for those Gen Zs as well. We have to support, not take control. That's a difference now, because I've also noticed that a lot of creators want to find these Gen Zs and kind of take advantage.
Take advantage of them and take control.
I think it's a young man's sport. Sometimes you should be able to give them the reins, show them the way, and let them take creative leads. With certain things. So I think it's very important that we talk more and we support this Gen Z thing. Ultimately, one of my dreams, not dreams, but if one of the things that I would like to try is to manage some like Gen Z creators.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be the hardest job I've ever done in my life, because
it'd be like having children.
It'll be like, because I feel like there's just a different sensibility, there's a different approach to work ethic and all of that.
And level of responsibility.
But if you can just crack it, I think the sky is the limit. Like I think
I agree.
You would win so much. So yeah, that's my
I totally agree. And just like you also mentioned, there's a lot of potential if you're starting out young. If you start out at 16 and you can make all the mistakes you want to make in like 3 years, that means you know what you need to do at 20. And at 20, you have like a longer time. Like, how old is Steph Curry?
Yeah.
How old are all those basketball, all those people that are doing stuff now? Like, they started at a younger age, and now they'll have a longer shelf life than somebody who starts out at
I was thinking of Chris Brown. Chris Brown is
Chris Brown or Justin Bieber.
33 or Justin Bieber. Like Chris Brown had like two people's careers in one, right? And that's because he started so early. He started 15 and 16. Now we're not naive to the difficulties that we face here.
Yeah.
Like you've mentioned some of them: funding exposure, all of that. But I just think, and this is a message not only to Gen Zs, but to like people who are in roles of responsibilities for Gen Zs
and positions of power.
Like, give these people opportunity. There's no way you wouldn't win if you have a well-adjusted, creative, structured Gen Z on your role. They just see the world differently. I think what is their superpower could be their disadvantage, but I think we should also focus on the superpower part, which is they are not yet hurt by the world. Yeah, I think us as millennials, as African millennials, we don't learn lessons. We've chopped all the bullets. We've been bruised. So now to even start a business you're like, you're shaking. But these guys are not hurt. They don't know, so they are going in with that fearlessness, and that's I don't send your papa type mentality,
which is very necessary for innovation.
Which is necessary in Africa.
Yeah, it's actually
where there are so many establishments that people have built over years, and literally they are trying to break it down.
True.
So I think the power of the Gen Z is very important. I think I'm excited to see what they do. Do you have any Gen Z creators in mind that you've seen, or?
I think I've seen some groups. I think there's a friend of mine, Ashakain. He has this group. I think they call themselves the Hype Squad. And there's Virtuous is also there. There are plenty there. They are all young people who are also, they have their platform where they are making content. And I think another cool part about Gen Zs, especially when they come together, is the fact that they can feed off each other's audiences. And that way they grow faster. Most of the individual creators that we have now, is, I think this moves us into the conversation of content houses.
Yeah.
But most of the creators we have now, they're all individual creators, where it's like one person is just there, just struggling on their own. Maybe once in a while they talk to the other person. But we've never really had like a group of people who are like creators all grouped together, and they're all making stuff. Like when everybody wakes up, that's all they're thinking is content. It's like a content house, like a content space. And I feel like sooner or later, I don't know what Hype Squad is. I think it's similar.
I think Hype Squad is a content house, yes.
It's a content house. And I also saw another one too, I can't remember the name, something Squad 2 or something NG. Gang, something
yeah,
online.
I think I saw that.
I think the more stuffs like that come up, as long as they are, they have a direction, they have a system, they have a structure. It's very important. Then they can easily go, because everybody can feed off everybody's audiences. And also, the younger generations are the ones who spend kind of like the most time on their phones.
Yeah.
Like as much as we also spend a long time on our phones, we have work to do. The younger generations who are still in school, they are the ones really watching TikTok. They're the ones really on all these platforms. So I feel there's a lot of potential and opportunity there too.
I think a perfect example of content houses who started when they were younger and are now thriving. You can see Sidemen.
Oh yeah,
Sidemen in the UK are one of the most
successful.
They have
10 million or 20 million.
They have 10 million on their main channel, and they have about like 4 other channels. Sidemen Reacts. They have Sidemen Vodka. They have Sidemen Sides, which is a food company. They have Side Plus, which is a subscription company.
That's the whole media.
So it's a media empire. It's no longer just videos. It started by guys who enjoyed playing video games together.
And now they've moved on
to bigger business.
Do you feel something like that can happen in like Nigeria?
It's natural progression. I think it's going to happen, right? And if it doesn't happen, I will make it happen because there's money there.
Yeah, true, definitely.
It's right there.
Definitely.
I think I've always worked in traditional advertising, and now. Before, traditional advertising used to be looked at as like print and maybe radio. But now traditional, there's even the commercials that we used to shoot, the cool commercials that we used to shoot back in the day, which I shot quite a couple of commercials. I could tell you that the year 2021 was, this is unofficial statistics, but I can tell you for a fact that it's probably one of the lowest years for traditional commercial shoots in a long time. You can ask anybody in advertising. Last year wasn't moving like it is, and that's because people have realized that it's not as effective. There's content now. Why would you spend so much money to shoot one commercial. A 90-second commercial, when you can spread that money with 7 different influencers and creators and spread the impact over like 10 videos. So it's there's a lot of space. If you're a young creator, hit me up. Let's talk. But yeah, I'm very excited for the possibilities. I'm very excited for that space.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that ends our conversation today.
Yep.
As always, hope you guys learned something. Thank you guys for watching Thank you guys for watching another episode of The African Creator. And also, we want you guys to suggest, who else would you like to see on the show, on the next episode of the show. And as always, if you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, share, comment your thoughts below, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.